To those that we are eligible, we need to comply with the rule of origin. To be able to comply with the rule of origin, your product has to be only produced, substantially processed, or value addition. So, how does a product become eligible? Either raw material is completely sourced in Nigeria or any African country, raw material, or I brought in wood into Nigeria, I process it into furniture. If you check the HS code, the first 4 number, how many of you know HS code? Harmonized system. Okay, you can check it out online. Every product has a unique ID called HS code. If you check the first 4 code of wood, is different from the first 4 code of furniture. That's a sign that there is a substantial processing of that product for the first 4 digits to change. It's called the subheading of the tariff to change. Now, or you do what is called value addition. Value addition is I bring in the product, I assemble. Innosi does a lot of assembly in Nigeria. Innosi can sell in Africa under AfCFTA. Because of the nature of the product, technology involved, we are going to have to develop it on the part in Africa. So we assemble. But for it to be eligible, that assembly must require that the value, like in West Africa, the value, if the value of all that you brought in is $1,000, the value after assembly should be at least $1,300. That's the value, not the price you sell. Am I making sense? The value, that means in Nigeria, there's the job cost of packaging, cost of labor, cost of finance. When you add all those costs of assembly together, the value of the good should move by at least 30% to West Africa. But it varies from product to product. The idea is this: if a product is going to be sold in Africa, there must be what? Value addition. Africa must benefit, there must be. So, even though we get some part from other parts of the world, there must be something done in Africa to create jobs. Because trade can help to reduce inequality, can reduce poverty, and of course, hunger on the continent and anywhere in the world. This is manufactured goods. We need to look, manufacturers will look at the production process of the business operation again and do the required reworking of the supply chain. Not to benefit from AfCFTA. That means if I'm currently sourcing my raw material from outside Africa and I'm a manufacturer, let me give you an example. A product like, what was the product that Flamin produced? What's the product? Is it semolina? Who produced semolina? Is it Flamin? Flamin will not be able to sell semolina under AfCFTA. They can export it, but they can't sell it because they source their wheat from outside Africa. Does that make sense? They source from America, Brazil. They can. But if they begin to source from an African country, that means they found a place in Africa where they can produce well, the partner and probably supporting with the growing there, then they can ship this goods to Nigeria without paying duty on that raw material. And then they can sell. Can you see the benefit? They will ship in the raw material without what? Duty. And then they will sell in Africa without what? Duty. Because they are creating opportunity for the African continent. But as it is right now, a number of businesses who saw the raw material from outside Africa will not benefit from that. We need to reward the supply chain. So the work the supply chain may require need to begin to source raw material from within Africa or fund the production of raw material in Africa. This might involve funding the necessary alliance and set up an entity in the country where the raw material can be obtained in order to ensure efficient and cost-effective source of raw material. Next slide, please. To take advantage of the export market under AfCFTA, everyone needs to look at this. Examine the African market to know where your product is in high demand. Examine the African market. How do you know where your product is in high demand? Please take down this website. I don't have time. I would have loved to go into the internet to show you some things, but I don't have the time. But I will give you. So it's an assignment for you. Right down the website is called Trademark. It's a free website. When you register, but it's free. Trademark.org. Trademark, M-A-P, TRADEMAP.org. If you visit that website, if you don't know how to use it, go to YouTube. There are videos on YouTube that will teach you how to use it. So go and learn from how to use it. You will be able to check. You can check what does Kenya import. Am I making sense? Are we together? Am I making sense, please? Yes. I want to show where any business is adding value. Are we adding value? Yes. You are not answering now? Yes. That side will tell you what that country imports. So that means you will be able to know which country, and there's another website that AfCFTA has developed. I will show you that very soon. That you can do the same thing. Only that this one for the group for global, but the one for AfCFTA is only for Africa. So you need to know where is my product. So let's say, give me an example of a product. For example, if you are doing palm oil, who are those that import palm oil the most in Africa? What do they use it for? What do they use it for? Which part of that country are they found? Because when you are doing your promotion for them to see your advert, you need to know the location in that country. Because the beauty of social media nowadays is that you can target market buyers in different parts of the world, and they can click on your ad and they will land on your WhatsApp and can begin to talk to them. The issue now is, are you going to be able to negotiate a good price and a good term of payment that will ensure that you don't get scammed? Investigate the market to know the packaging and labeling requirement that entails. Now, if you are going to sell in Africa, please, your product must have 2 labels, English and French. If you can't, have some Spanish to it. But at least, minimum, English and French, please. Else, every time you found market in the French country, you have to change it again, you have to apply. Why don't you just put the 2 of them? Just few information, so that a French person can pick it up and be able to see what thing called in French. How is it prepared in French? Basic information about make necessary adjustment. Also ascertain the language requirement of the product labeling and make necessary amendment. Investigate and do necessary registration where required. Some countries might require your product registering them, like Ghana. If you are selling food to Ghana, like the way we register that, like you need to register in Ghana. So you might have to do that registration before you ship them. Next slide.
Watch out for the next part of this training on our YouTube channels, Voice of African Trade or Global Trade College.